Welcome to the Powerline Podcast, the official podcast of Greystone Power. I'm your host, Adam Elrod. On this month's episode, we're talking about your power bill, all the information that goes into that, and how your co-op gives you back money with Billing Supervisor Brad Henderson. So sit back, relax, and enjoy episode number 14 of the Powerline Podcast. One piece of information that each member receives from Greystone every month, unless they participate in our prepaid program, is their power bill. We work hard to be among the lowest priced power providers in the state. Today, we're speaking with the man whose department oversees the bills you receive, Billing Supervisor Brad Henderson. Brad, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, good morning, Adam. Thanks so much for having me on.
Can you give members a little background on what your job entails at Greystone?
Yeah, so we are the billing department, and so one of the things that we pride ourselves on and that we really focus on is accuracy and timeliness of the bills. I would assume that most people don't really think about the behind the scenes process of what happens, for a company, whether it be your power company or water company or phone company, to produce a bill each month. But there's a lot of work that goes into it. And we do our very best to be accurate with that. And again, like I said, timely. So we put a lot of time and energy into that. To make sure that our members can trust the information, and of course, if there is ever anything that seems odd, or we encourage folks to call and we'll figure it out and we'll make it right. Whatever it is, we always do our best to make things right. Outside of that, I would definitely say those are our main functions. Outside of that, we have other processes that we do, whether we're processing orders or issuing refund checks. Things like that, and a few others. So those are kind of our main functions that we do. And there's a group of 6 people that work on that throughout, each month to make sure bills go out.
So to put that into perspective for all of our members, roughly over 125,000 members, give or take, and 6 people are getting those together. So they work extremely hard. And you're talking about information. I know your department works extremely hard to make sure members get all the information they need on their bills. Why is it so important to provide various types of information on the bills?
I think the detail is there so that way our members can verify and trust and make sure that the information is accurate. So whether that is how much energy is used, what the cost is for each kilowatt hour that is used, and how it gets broken out, and how the rate itself works, obviously the amount of the bill and taxes and all that, providing that information, I would say empowers the member to be able to control their energy usage, but also, it provides that level of accuracy and accountability that they can review their bill and know that it's going to be right, and ask questions if they don't understand something. So we want to provide as much information as we possibly can on the bill in a format that's readable, that's understandable. And so that's something that we feel is very important. And so, we talk about it and we think about it. And if there's ever any questions, we do our best to help answer those, so that way our members understand what's on their bill, what's going on here.
Now, when we talk about bills, there are 2 types that we talk about internally, and members also see this. There's traditional and electronic bills. What are some of the benefits for members being on ebill over traditional bill?
So there's a few benefits. So for the folks that really want to reduce their paper consumption, that's a huge benefit. I myself I'm a Greystone Power member. I'm on ebill. I like the idea of reducing my paper consumption. And so I think that's a huge benefit. You also get your bill faster. As soon as that bill's ready, we'll send you an email. You can pull it up, look at the information. It's right there, rather than waiting for the bill to come through the mail, which is going to take several days longer. And finally, I think one of maybe the best, uh, one of the biggest benefits is you have, once you open up your bill on whether it's your phone or your desktop computer, you'll have access right then and there to make payments, log into your account, look at your detailed usage graphs, and kind of maybe understand a little bit more what happened throughout the month to see what your bill looks like. And I think that's a really cool benefit. It's just right there. As soon as you get the email, it's kind of your reminder to go in and take a look and figure out what can I do differently to help save some money.
Now, one great part of being a member of the co-op is receiving capital credits. It's one of the things that sets us apart from an investor-owned utility. Could you explain exactly what capital credits are?
I'm really glad you asked that question. That's another piece that, I'm part of another group of 3 folks that work on our capital credits, and also we help support our commercial members, and we have a few other job functions. But I'm so glad you asked this question, because I believe that capital credits are the single biggest way to take advantage of being a member with Greystone. And just to give you the short answer, it's money that we give back to our members. It's money in your pocket. So we are a nonprofit organization. We're also a member-owned organization. So our members who have service with Greystone, who get their electricity from Greystone, they're our members. And because we're a nonprofit, any profits that we do make each year, we give them all directly back to our members. And so each year our board will review like our financial situation, and they'll determine how much to give back to our members each year. So this year we're giving back $8 million to our members. And so the folks that are going to see a check, there are people that had service with Greystone last year in 2020, or if you had service in 2002, you will receive a capital credits check this year. So our checks are going to go out October 1st. So if you had service with us in either of those years, you can expect to get a check from us. And like I said, it's the single biggest way. I enjoy seeing that check come each year. Sometimes it's small, but sometimes and I've seen some folks have a pretty big check, and it's something that's right before the holidays come up, and it's a nice thing to see come in the mail each year.
I like it. And how much are we giving back this year?
$8 million.
$8 million.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money going back into our members' pockets. And, that helps with the economy, with the economy of their own household. And something else that we like to focus on, you kind of touched on, you also manage a group that handles some of our commercial members. And we take a big focus on supporting economic development. And how does your group support our commercial members?
Yeah, we do, any number of various things, from simple things like just helping with the initial application process, or, figuring out deposits. We offer several different options for deposits for our commercial members other than just paying cash. We help support with payments and the timeliness of that. We help them understand their bill. So those type of things, we do everything that we can to help support our members and make sure that they're taken care of. We also will support our MSRs, our member service representatives, as a lot of our commercial members will just call in and get a member service rep, and if they are not aware of a certain process or something like that, then we'll help support those member service reps as much as we can. And then we'll also support our commercial marketing reps who play a very big role in not only the economic development and growth of Greystone, but also of our community, whether it's Douglas County and Paulding and Fulton and everywhere that we provide service. They play a very big role in supporting that economic development and bringing in businesses and that are going to hire employees and pay taxes and all that. So we support them a lot through that process. Again, just helping with some of the things I guess you can call tedious, whether it is applications and paperwork and those things. We help support in those ways.
So I ask every guest the exact same last question. Anything else you'd like to tell our members?
I've been working for Greystone for almost 10 years, and I have actually been a Greystone member for over 10 years. And I really believe this. I truly do. I've seen it as both an employee and as a member that Greystone does our best to provide reliable service to our members, and we do our best to keep our costs low and therefore our members' bills as low as possible. Um, you know, I believe this has just kind of been a part of our culture. It's just been ingrained at Greystone for such a long time that we put our members first. I've seen it in conversations, just in meetings and whatnot. That's always the focus is what can we do to put our members first and do right by them. We're not perfect. I understand that, but I think we learn too whenever we come across situations, and I think it's a beautiful thing, and it's something that I am very thankful and very proud of to be a part of our Greystone family.
Brad, I couldn't say that better if I tried. So I appreciate your time and being part of the podcast this month.
Well, thanks so much for having me, Adam. I really enjoyed it.
Well, that is all the time we have today. Thank you so much for being with us for episode number 14 of the Powerline Podcast. And before I let you go, I want to stress, we at Greystone are always trying to give you the lowest price power bill possible. As a not-for-profit cooperative, electric rates are 19% less than Georgia Power's in the summer and 11% less in the winter, according to the 2021 rate surveys by the Georgia Public Service Commission, based on 1,000 kilowatt hours monthly residential use. We're doing everything we can to make life better for you, our members. This has been the Powerline Podcast. Thanks for listening.